Hello, here I am. I am live. My name is Angelina from Ology and Other Shenanigans, and also Interconnections is my Facebook page. I am just going to see if I can figure out if I am actually live right now. All right, see if it's actually going to my YouTube and that things are working correctly. So I have a few things I would like to chat about today. I am also doing readings, so okay. Hey, Sean, I'm really glad that it's working. Let me see if I can put this way because my lizard is more interesting than my boyfriend reading a book or on his phone, whatever he's doing. All right. Hi, Sean. I'm really glad to see you here. Oh, I was just saying I'm moving it so people can't see you.
Oh, in case I try to put my
pants on in case you do something weird. He's always doing something weird back there.
I am. I do.
So today, Sean, I wanted to talk about, so I am doing readings. I do have my deck here and my pendulum, so I am doing readings, but I also wanted to talk today about like quieting our minds so that we can really connect with spirit. So that's kind of the hardest thing. Hey, Sarah, I'm so glad you're here. Sean, I'm doing really great. I've had kind of a fun morning. I got to watch, I almost called you Shia. That's so weird. It's my little sister's name. I was watching Sarah's live on my Facebook page called Interconnections, where she's talking about earthbound spirits. And she's like phenomenal job doing her mediumship practice this morning. So it was just like a lot of fun. And how are you doing, Sean? How are you, Sarah? I'm really happy you guys are here. Please like and share, not like and share. Well, you can like and share this video if you want to, if you feel so inclined. I had a little bit of a technological snafu again this morning, so I'm streaming through live, was this StreamYard instead of YouTube, which I did last time. Let me know if I need to close this curtain back here. I know it looks a little weird. But yeah, so we are going to talk about quieting our mind and connecting with spirit. I also had a question today on my Facebook page about how to use technology to connect with spirit and how to like prioritize who's talking and whose information is coming through. So I do want to talk about that today as well. And of course, open to any questions as they arise from all of you here. Let me just make sure I've got this kind of figured out. Okay, so I can show things. Huh, cool. I wonder if I could just do that automatically or if I have to. Okay, I'm not going to like bore you guys with that. I'm also learning as we go here. All right. So we're going to talk about quieting our mind first. So I know a lot of people, especially me, like I kind of have like this ADHD moment sometimes where I'm just like, I have so many things going on. I want to do my oracle deck and I want to talk about your chakras that I'm noticing are blocked and your aura and healing and this and that, whatever. So it's really important to take time to just slow your mind down, especially in mediumship. Or when you're channeling guides or any of those things, make sure that you are calm and quiet. So what happens when you're not calm and quiet is, one, you can get really disorganized messages. Messages from spirit come really, really quickly. You have to interpret them fast and you have to know what you're interpreting. So like, I like to think about it like your guides and spirits are coming to you speaking a whole different language. And you have to find out how to interpret like drugs. So if a spirit was on drugs when they were alive or right before they passed, well, there's so many different kinds of drugs. So you have to know exactly how to interpret the drugs that they're telling you. I know that sounds really weird and convoluted, but curtain is fine. What does that mean? Curtain is fine. I just saw that. So, for example, I've connected with two different spirits at two different occasions where they were high on fentanyl at the time that they passed. And when I was connected with them, they kept saying meth. So fentanyl is a lot harder to say and interpret than meth. Meth is like very short and quick and easy. So I know this is kind of like a... What?
Fentanyl is heroin.
Oh.
Meth is...
Okay, well, that's neither here nor there. The point is that it's a lot harder to interpret one thing from another. So now that I know what they're kind of trying to say, I can use that interpretation into something different. And I can interpret it more accurately because I know that the word that I was given is not the word that was meant. And so I can kind of, next time, I know exactly what's going on with that. Yes, they are really important things to know because a lot of times interpretation is so important for people. So like if you're interpreting for someone and they're like, no, I don't understand what a red door means. Like red door doesn't make sense to me. And then later on you find out that door actually meant like shades, like curtain shades. So that small interpretation could be a make or break when you are doing a reading for somebody because they want to hear that exact word. So you have to know what the words mean when they're coming from spirit. I hope that kind of makes sense. Yes, learning symbolism, that's for sure. A lot of times, what?
Oh, nothing. I'm not bothering you.
Oh,
I want to
Ryan
see if you
says
can
hi.
see Sherman back there because look at him. Look at you. Oh, you can't because of the window. Look at
Yeah.
at you.
It's the coolest thing in the world. Sorry.
that's my friend Sherman back here, right? Right
I
there.
can't see him.
That's Sherman. I know you can't really see him, but he's there. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. This is Ryan.
And you can't
You're making
see
that
him.
weird face.
Look at him. Look at
Okay,
you.
honey,
It's cute.
okay.
It's cute.
Thank you.
It's cute.
All right,
Shenanigans.
cool,
Your
wonderful.
YouTube channel
Yes,
is what it's called.
that's true. This is shenanigans. This isn't.
Get over
This
it.
is a portal into my everyday life whenever I'm trying to do a live.
Yeah, because we have a really small one-bedroom apartment. There's no way to get away from each other.
Yes. Sarah says hi.
Hi, I'm sorry if
He
I'm
says hi.
interjecting. I thought Sherman thinks this is the greatest thing in the world.
Okay, I love you. I'm gonna bring it back. Nanette says hi. Hi, Nanette. I really appreciate you being here. For some reason, I only see that a couple people are on here, but I have a feeling there's more people because I noticed that on my Facebook page earlier that there was more people than what it was saying. So whatever. Either which way, hey, I'm glad that you guys are here. Yeah, I know. It's whatever. So let's see, talking about interpretation and quieting our mind. So I found that whenever I'm doing an interpretation with spirit or a reading, oh, that's okay. Eat away. I was just eating nachos. It was delicious. I'm drinking coffee, so you're good. So making sure that I don't rush my connection. So whenever I'm connecting with either spirit or a guide, especially when I was first starting out, I was rushing it. It's like, okay, so I can feel that somebody is here, and so I'm just going to go for it. But a lot of times if you do that, you have like a really superficial connection, and so the connection is easily broken. So I don't know if anybody here, I know that almost everybody here can and does connect with spirit on a regular basis. So if you can just let me know if this has ever happened to you. Babe, can you actually keep that closed?
Just got some.
I know, but it makes me look like I'm like glowing or
Is
something.
that cool?
Yeah, that looks good. Perfect. Thank you. So yeah, if you've ever been connected to a spirit and you're like, okay, I've got this great connection. I can see them. I can hear their name. I know who they're connected to. And then all of a sudden crickets, right? Okay, so now I can start. Whatever. And then all of a sudden you've got crickets, right? It's very, very likely that the reason that you suddenly have crickets is because you rush the connection. So it's totally acceptable for you to like, okay, before I'm going to connect with Sarah for this mediumship reading, I'm going to take 5 minutes to just completely quiet my mind. And it's so important, especially just starting out, to have no distractions during the reading, which is very hard for like 98% of practicing mediums to have no distractions, because if you get that distraction, your mind starts racing. So like right now, I'm focusing on, I've got coffee, I have comments I'm trying to focus on, I want to make sure I answer questions, I heard crinkling of a bag, like there's all these things that are keeping me from being like completely attuned to a spirit if I were to be interpreting right now, which I'm not, so it's okay. So especially when you're very first starting out, making sure that you don't rush your connection, okay? So I hope that makes sense. That's kind of where we're at right now. I am doing readings, so if you have any questions about that or questions about connecting with spirit or keeping your mind calm, yeah, it's tough to focus. It really is. There's so many things to like keep your awareness on. But I find that practicing, especially during these like lives, I actually prefer lives because it gives you a chance to really strengthen that connection muscle, so to speak. Like it really is kind of like a muscle that you have to keep exercising and practicing. Yeah, and it can also be confusing. So like the more people you have in the live, the more energy you have to use to focus on just one spirit at a time. So yeah. Okay. Okay. If there's any questions about any of that, please let me know. Also, I'm wondering if I can just put some light on me. There we go. That looks a little bit better. Okay. So talking about connecting with spirit. The next thing I want to talk about is using devices. That is why I asked Eli to go back in the house earlier. Yeah. It gets really tough to focus. So I want to talk about like interviewing spirit and also using devices to connect with spirit, because on my Facebook page, somebody did ask me about that. So whenever you're interviewing spirit or asking spirit questions or anything like that, you want to try, and you're using devices to do so, you want to make sure to use questions that don't have really long, confusing answers and no compound questions. So a really good example of that is yesterday on Sarah or FM Perspective, on her channel, we were going through the cemetery together and asking spirit, like, are you here? That's a really clear question, right? Yes, no. Also asking names, like, what is your name? Or like, who is somebody you're connected to? And then you hear like the very clear one-word answer. Or should we go forward, backward, left, or right? That's a really clear expectation, a really clear question for spirit, that they can tell you forward, back, left, or right. So making sure that you don't use really confusing questions, especially when you're very first connecting. Like the more connected you get with spirit, the more confusing your questions can become and they can answer you, because the longer you're with that spirit, the more connected you become. Sarah says, yes, I feel much more confident in doing it now. It was so beneficial for me to put myself out there. Yes. So what I find, what I've been researching lately is, so you're using different chakras to connect, right? Depending on who you are, you might not use the term chakras or whatever, but really you're using your solar plexus chakra and connection with your third eye and your crown. So it's kind of weird and confusing, but you really want to be practicing, because that's getting your understanding of your own intuition into a stronger connection with yourself. Yes, Honey is playing with her piggy. She didn't go to the bathroom this morning when I took her.
Get it. Keep the pig.
No, it's okay. Yeah, I know the internet is just like weird here anyway. No, Sarah, you are amazing at questioning. This is something that like I found, just like I have a long history of interviewing people. So like I work in mental health, and I have when I was in the military, I did a lot of interviewing. So I have a lot of experience in understanding the concept of questioning, which I know seems weird, but Questioning itself, like I imagine talking with spirit kind of like talking with a really, really little kid, because especially at the beginning when you're first connecting with them, like little kids don't know how to answer really hard, complex questions. And in the same way, spirits don't always know how to connect so that you can understand really confusing questions. So you want to think about it in terms of like, how would you connect with somebody who doesn't understand you, right? They're speaking a different language and they're operating in a different vibration than you are. Which actually reminds me, we're also going to talk about vibrations. They are learning too, yes. So a lot of these spirits, you have to think like nobody has ever connected with them. And especially really old spirits, like in cemeteries and stuff like that have been there for a couple 100 years or 100 years or, you know, whatever. No one has ever connected with them. Nobody sees them or understands them. Yes, of course, it depends on the spirits you're talking to. I guess for the sake of discussion, Sean, we're talking about like spirits who have not connected with anybody before and new mediums who are just learning how to connect with spirit. So I'm not talking about like the seasoned medium who knows all the ins and outs, or like earlier we were talking with my grandmother who's passed away, and Sarah has connected with her a few times. So that connection is really clear and like already been established. So when Sarah was connecting with her, it was much easier because she's connected with her several times in the past. So that connection is strong. But for new connections where you are a new medium, or they've never been connected with before, or, you know, kind of whatever, that new connection is important. No, Sean, you don't have to sit there and shut up. I love your input, and it's helpful to me so I can be clearer when I'm explaining things. And it's really weird because both you and Sarah messaged at 11:18, and it is 11:18 right now, which is my angel numbers from Spirit. So, side note. Okay, sorry. Bring it back on point. No, I really appreciate your input, Sean. I really do. I really don't want you to sit there and shut up. I like having feedback and pushback. I work better under a little bit of pressure, so don't feel bad. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about vibrations. So I kind of mentioned it before when you're quieting your mind. Hey, motorcycle wild camper. Hi, good evening from the UK. I'm glad you could join us. I appreciate you being here. That's awesome. We are talking about connecting with spirit and mediumship in general. If you have any questions or would like a reading, please let me know. I am open to explaining or feedback or anything like that. And I'm like sweating because I just ate a bunch of really hot salsa, so I'm sorry. Just so you know, full disclosure, I was eating ghost pepper salsa and I'm sweating my butt off now. Okay, so talking about vibration. So one thing for brand new mediums and paranormal investigators or whatever, we're talking about our vibration. So if you're operating at a low vibration, so if, for example, you wake up and you're in a terrible mood, or you're sad, or you're just exhausted. Oh, thank you. I'm glad that I don't look sweaty. I feel like I'm like dying. I probably should just turn my AC up, but whatever. So if you're in a bad mood or you're tired or whatever, you probably shouldn't be practicing mediumship in that moment because you're operating at a lower vibration and spirits are like one on a different plane and two on a different vibration. So you really want to be able. Oh, great. I'm glad you can share links. That's awesome. Sarah, I don't know if you can share it in my Facebook page. I couldn't figure out how to do it, and my YouTube was being weird, so I had to do it on a different thing. But anyway, so you're operating at a different vibration. So whenever you go into mediumship, go into doing a reading, you really want to make sure that your inner dialogue matches the outer dialogue that you're putting out. So like, for example, I am in a happy mood. I woke up in a happy mood, right? When I came on to YouTube, I'm showing you guys that I'm in a happy mood. Like I don't seem upset or grumpy or anything like that. So my internal dialogue matches my outer dialogue. Oh, cool. That's awesome. Thank you, Sarah. I appreciate you. You're always like my knight in shining armor, so to speak. Okay, so anyway, so my inner dialogue matches my outer dialogue. Now, if I were like depressed on the inside and frustrated and just totally not into doing this today, and I tried to do a mediumship reading, it probably wouldn't work very well. If I did connect, it'd be a really superficial connection, and I love it too. And I might not be able to give you accurate information. It'll get all jumbled up. If I can connect at all, it won't make sense. It won't make sense to me, and it probably won't make sense to you. So it's really important, like so important, that your vibration matches the vibration that of the mediumship that you're trying to portray or put out there. I hope that makes sense. Pull this down. Okay. So that's kind of like the stuff about vibrations and understanding how you're connecting with spirit. So if you're a seasoned medium, this is probably not news to you. Like you probably know, yeah, you shouldn't be practicing mediumship or psychic or any sort of intuitive anything if you're in a crappy mood. Like a lot of psychic mediums that I know they like have in contract that they have a 24-hour window, an 8-hour to 24-hour window of canceling. So that kind of, or rescheduling. And that kind of gives them a little bit of an out if for some reason they have the wrong vibration of practicing, if that makes sense. Yeah, so I'm open to any questions, guys. If you feel like you're curious about, if you are having any issues about connecting with spirit, or if you want to share any tips, like this is my way, and my way is by no means the only way or even the best way. It's just my way. So if you have any other tips, tricks, or just general insights, this is a great time to share. I can kind of give you my 2 cents for whatever that's worth. And if you have any questions about anything going on with that, I'd love to answer them. Makes total sense. Awesome. Okay, so I'm open to all those questions and everything. I also want to talk about intuitive conversations. So this is kind of like my new thing that I'm getting in on, is intuitive conversations. And a lot of times I also use my Oracle deck for that. Yes, thank you, Sarah, for reminding me. On our Facebook page, Interconnections, I am doing 10-minute private reading sessions that you can sign up for on our Facebook page. And that's in exchange for feedback on our page. And Sarah is off, and that ends today. That ends today at midnight. Sarah is offering 15-minute free readings just for the near future, because she really wants to get her confidence up and just keep practicing and getting some feedback and perfecting her way, because honestly, Sarah does it so differently than I do. And it's like her way is just as amazing. I personally love it. I wish I could do it that way, because to me, it's like, wow, that looks so flawless and seamless. I love that. So it's just a different way. Different, not better, but different, I think. Oh, shoot, I lost my train of thought. What am I talking about? Oh, intuitive conversations. Hi, honey. Honey just came over to say hi. Oh my God, she's hot. It's hot outside. Okay, so intuitive conversations. So what does that look like? So a lot of times I will use my Oracle deck. And so for the sake of this conversation, I'll bring that out so you guys can kind of see a demonstration. Oh yeah, no, you did. Never mind. Okay, so this is my Oracle deck. It's an angel deck. And a lot of times what that looks like is I'll be talking to another person. Yes, so I'll be talking to another person and something will pop out, okay? So body care just popped out. So I'm not I feel like I was just looking at Sarah's thing right when this popped out. So for me, I might tell Sarah, please make sure that you're taking extra time to take care of yourself, pamper yourself, take a bath, take some, 30 minutes to yourself just to like regroup and relax because you did an hour or so long live earlier. And if you don't take proper care of yourself, then it becomes harder and harder for you to practice. So make sure that you're really taking care of yourself. A message from my deck who, like, as we're talking, is telling you to make sure you're taking care of yourself. So that's kind of an intuitive conversation. Thank you, Sarah. Okay, so the body care card resonates with Sarah, so that makes sense. So that's kind of just like an intuitive thing. As I was looking over at the comments, I was reading what Sarah was writing, and a card popped out for her. So that's how my deck connects with me as we're talking, and we'll just like throw something out there to be like, hey, make sure you're talking about this. I really need to name this deck. I feel like it needs a name because I use it so much, and I feel weird just being like, my deck says, like, it needs a name because I do use it so much, and it is so like chatty. It is a very chatty deck. Okay. So if you guys have questions about what intuitive conversations look like, especially when I'm doing spiritual mentoring or spiritual coaching, I really take time before sitting down with whoever I'm with, client, friend, whatever. I really take time to ask my guides, ask their guides, whoever I'm trying to connect with, whatever's going on. I take time to connect so that I can intuitively know how to best answer that person. So I don't know if you guys do tarot or do oracle. So anyone in the entire world can buy a tarot deck or buy an oracle deck and read. Where's my little book at? Here it is. Anyone can read to you a meaning of a card. Okay, like it comes with a book. All decks come with a book. And a lot of these books, so not this one per se, but a lot of these books come with like 2 or 3 different card meanings. Okay, so anyone can read from a book. Anyone can give you a reading from a deck. Okay, it's so easy. And it's a lot of fun. But what makes it special for intuitives is that you can look at a card and know that what it's saying to that individual is not necessarily what's written in the book. So a good example of this is yesterday I was doing a reading for a friend on Facebook, and the celebration card from my deck came out. So celebration typically means pretty soon you're going to have something awesome to celebrate, right? However, when that card came out for her, what they actually told me to tell her was, make sure you're celebrating your little wins, because she's basically like, why is nothing happening? Why is there no like big bang crazy amazing thing happening right now? And what her guides wanted her to know is that there are really wonderful things happening for her, but she's so invested in that it has to be this big thing that she's not celebrating her victories. So that's kind of like an intuitive kind of understanding of the card and getting messages that, like, that's not written in my book. That's something that has to be given to you through message. Hi, is it Eli or Ellie? But hey, anyway, I'm Angelina. I'm here talking about intuitive conversations and like different ways of kind of going about that. Is there a way to make intuitive conversation easier to receive, to relay while reading cards for someone? How do you get in tuned to be able to have an intuitive conversation? Oh, I thought you said happy birthday. Right when I read that, I was like, happy birthday, that's cool. So the way that I start an intuitive conversation, so I'll set my cards down for a second. So depending on who I'm giving a reading for or a reading with, so I would say, so if I'm with Sarah, I would say, please, any guides, any spirits, any counsels who are here with us, who are with Sarah or with me, please connect with me today so that I can give Sarah the best advice or best healing that I can give her today. Please connect with me through my cards or through messages that I can see or hear so that I can be of the highest good and highest healing for this person that I'm with, okay? And then we get to start talking. So Sarah, this is not a real thing. This is just an example. So Sarah comes in and she says, okay, I'm having this really hard time because my boyfriend and I are fighting, or my husband and I are fighting all the time, and I think that maybe he's pulling away from me. What do I do? So as I'm sitting here and I'm shuffling cards, because this isn't a real thing that I made that up in my head. No cards are coming out because it's not real. But let's say music came up. Okay, so make sure you are raising your vibration when you're with your partner. Find something to reconnect you so that your vibration can be reconnected. Okay, that's like a really bad example because I just made all that up, but that is kind of how it would go. So as she's talking, cards would be flying out and I would be telling her what the deck is telling her might be helpful to do. Okay, let me come back here. Yes, happy you made it. Can I call you? Oh, okay, I can call you Eli. Okay, hi. Okay, I hope that's helpful. And then I always make sure that at the end of the conversation, I always say thank you to my guides and thank you to your guides for being here today and helping me be in the highest good for this person in their healing. And then I make sure, thank you for being here. I'm now disconnecting from source or your guides or whatever because I want to close up my auric field. I want to disengage from whatever's going on so that I'm not getting my energy drained. So like I imagine it like a window. So when I connect, I open my window, I open my aura so that I can connect to the divine and I can connect with my solar plexus chakra and my third eye chakra. I can connect to guides and spirit or whatever. But then when I'm done, I want to disconnect that and I want to close it back up so that nothing else can pull it out or bring it in. Because otherwise you just get exhausted and you're getting all these like random hits for this other person that you're not talking to anymore. Yes. Sarah says, I need to work on disconnecting too. Honestly, I feel like you do an amazing job disconnecting. I feel like earlier I was kind of projecting my own forgetfulness because I swear, guys, I always forget to disconnect at the end. Like, I've been better this week, but the last few weeks I've had a really hard time remembering to disconnect. And I was like, oh my God, why am I so tired all the time? Well, because you forgot to disconnect like a dummy. Ooh. All right. So I'm going to kind of give my deck a chance to kind of chat with everybody because I feel like it wants to lead the conversation, which is cool. So kind of opening it up that all decks and messages that are going to be given are in the highest good and of love and light. Nothing from this deck will be of harm to anyone. This is an angel deck or an oracle deck. So everything that comes from this deck is like motivational and happy. And actually that just reminded me that there is something else I want to talk about, but I'll wait. And the reason why I want to do that is because my deck is already throwing cards at me, so I'm going to do that.
You're hot.
Okay. I'm hot, guys.
Hello.
I just heard that. I love you. Where are you going?
Hmm?
Oh, okay. Bye.
Love you.
I love you. Okay. Anywho, so I do have a guardian angel here who is really interested in, I think it's my guardian angel, honestly, because that's that card. So I do have the guardian angel card here. So which means that I do have a guardian angel, whether it's mine or one of yours, I will figure that out here in a few minutes. But yes, if you would like a reading, please let me know. I can pull a card from you or I can do a channel reading. Either way, it's a lot of fun for me. Also, please like and share this video. I love being able to talk with people. And yes, okay. Eli, do you have a specific question that you would like a reading about, or somebody that you'd like to connect with, or anything like that? My glasses are super dirty, so I can't see. Okay, Nanette, do you have a certain thing that you'd like a reading about? Like, do you have a topic of discussion that you'd like, or a person to connect with? Certain areas of your life, yes. So I can give you a general reading. My deck would love to do that. It's kind of cool because a lot of times the deck, this particular deck will give you advice on something that you didn't really think you needed advice about. Okay, general. Okay. I'm just going to take a second to connect to you. So just so you know, Eli, I do have somebody here with you, or with me. I'm getting the sense that it's a man. He's got kind of long curly hair, very broad shoulders. I don't know if that makes sense for you. I'm still trying to figure out who he is for you, but I do have somebody here who is male, broad shoulders, and long, dark, curly hair with a little bit of like gray in it, like a little bit of pepper, salt and pepper. Low, kind of rumbly voice. I don't know if you know who that is. Okay. Eli, if you can let me know if that person that I'm describing makes sense for you. I did pull some cards for you. You don't know? Okay. No worries. They're here, though, whoever they are, and they are connected to you. I'm getting a sense that they're so this person that I see, so I'm thinking it's a guide because I see them kind of like, it's like a different kind of outfit. Like, it's not like a modern day outfit. It's like they have like a sash kind of looking thing, and like I don't know, it looks like fur skin or something like that. So I don't know. No worries. If you feel like you remember, just let me know. I'll let you know what the cards here say. So I did get the balance card for you. So I'm thinking that either you are currently in a state of regaining balance, or you're actively working on balancing your life. If you've been feeling like, if you're feeling off kilter or having a lot of stuff going on. I'm almost seeing you like juggling a lot of stuff. Okay, I will, Sarah. So you're being asked to really balance what you have going on. Yes, feeling like grief. Yes, that's very possible. So like somebody, I'm getting you're not connected in this life, but they are somebody who stays connected to you. And like I said, unusual outfit. Like I don't really recognize what they're wearing, but anyway, so you're being asked to balance because you are in a state of balancing, and you do have a lot going on, and that's being recognized. However, in good news, all of your balance is coming to like fruition. So you are going to be or in currently a state of abundance because your hard work is paying off. So even though you have a lot going on, yeah, I do get the sense that this is a guide for you. I just wasn't sure if it was a guide. So like you can have family members who become your guides, or you can have like friends, family members become your guides because you're so connected spiritually. Like I believe that one of Sarah's family members is one of my guides who's come to me a few times. And I don't know her. I never knew her in life. But when I talked to Sarah about it, she's like, oh my gosh, that sounds like my grandma. I'm like, oh crap, cool. So you never know who your guides are sometimes. Sometimes it's just like you find out as you go along. But anyway, they are here for you. So you are in a state of abundance. Your balance is really paying off, and you are going to be seeing the fruits of your labor here soon. Yeah, and it's going to come into new beginnings. So you do have something new starting soon. I'm wondering if you have like some projects in mind, if you are like, I get the sense that you have a few different projects that you've been starting. Like you're in the process of starting several different things. Does that make sense for you? A lot of different projects. Yes, okay. One of these projects is going to really take hold for you. I would really like advise you to take some time to figure out exactly which one you like best, which one of these projects is that you like best. Because if you try to do too much at once, they'll all fail. And I do get the sense that when you do pick that one, when you find the best balance for you to pick that one that just like makes your heart sing, that one is really going to bring into your life this like sense of wholeness and abundance that you've been craving. So there is like I know that there is one that you can think of right now where you're like, that's the one I want. Like if I were to tell you, okay, you have these 5 options. If you don't pick one, all of them will fail. I know that there's one that pops into your mind where you're like, this is the one I want then. If all these other ones fail, it's okay, but I just want this one, okay? I hope that makes sense for you. Please let me know. I'm going to leave you with that one for now. And I do want you to know that you do have that guide who's coming through pretty strongly, who just stays with you pretty regularly, all right? I'm going to drink some water here really quick. And then I'm going to move on to Nanette. Please let me know if that makes sense for you, Eli. I know I'm on the right track for you. Nanette, have you been feeling a sense of tiredness or exhaustion? Like you're overdoing it. I can feel it. Have you been this last, I get the sense this is kind of like a recurring thing for you, but this just sense of just constant tiredness. Nanette, if you're still here, please let me know. Pull a few cards for you. Yes, Nanette said that she wanted a general reading. So if you're here, please let me know. Yes, follow us on Facebook. We do a lot more readings and stuff like that on Facebook. So we try to do like maybe 3 or 4 videos up there a week. Okay, so hey Nanette. Okay, so does it make sense that you've been really tired lately? I get the sense that you just have this exhaustion just kind of settling in. Just like a constant tiredness. So when I connect to your energy, I get this sense of just, you're tired. You've got a lot going on and you're tired. You're not sleeping well. Oh, I'm not sure if I'm just not seeing things on here. She said she does feel like that. Okay, cool. All right, pull some cards for you. Okay. So the first card I have here is that you're giving your power away. You are a very powerful person. Like I get the sense that you like stand up for yourself and you just kick butt and you take names and you know exactly who you are and what you're doing and all this other stuff. You're not sleeping at all. But you give your power away to other people, and especially lately, you've been giving your power away, and it's weighing on you, this sense of like feeling out of control or feeling like you don't know what to do, and you just have this like anxiety in you, if that makes sense. Yeah, so if you're not sleeping, I get the sense that you're also not protecting your energy. So like, because you're so powerful, other people can see that, and your energy is, oh, that's okay if you don't have Facebook, no worries. But I get the sense that like how we were talking about those open windows, that you've been leaving your windows open, and that's been draining out of you. And so even though you are a powerful being, you aren't feeling it because it's all being taken out of you. Does that make sense? Also, I'm getting the study card. So you can follow us here. Yeah, you can follow us here. It doesn't matter. I get the study card for you. So the study card means a lot of different things. But for you, what I'm thinking is that you really need to take some time in introspection and figure out what is in your life that does not serve you anymore, and what is in your life that's draining you. So I get the feeling that, I'm wondering, are you a healer of some kind? You've been shutting down a lot. I'm wondering if you are a healer of some sort of something in the healing field. Something that requires a lot of knowledge. Does that make sense? Something in the healing field for you. Either which way, I feel like there's this sense of just like you're taking on too much, and it's sucking you dry. So you really need to take stock of what you have that no longer serves you and is draining you. So I feel like I feel like you have an idea, and you have a sense of what it is that you need to be letting go of, whether that's people or things or groups you're a part of. But I get the sense that you know exactly what's going on. Yeah, I feel like you know. But it is asking you to take time to really focus on that and then let it go. Because your prayers are being answered. So this is the third card I pulled for you, answered prayer. So, yeah, you're sick a lot. Yeah, I know my nose is like starting to get stuffy as I'm talking to you. So that's funny. But yes, your prayers are being answered when you really take time to focus on it, and like I almost get this sense of like, stop making excuses. Like, and you're making excuses to allow things to happen that are not serving you. Also, with your sickness, so like I've also been really sick lately, so I get it. But yeah, right as I'm connecting to you, so I'm connected to your energy right now. So that's why I was saying like, oh my gosh, you're so tired. Why are you so tired? And like my nose is stuffy and all this stuff is going on. So like I have this feeling that just things are starting to weigh on you. And it's like, I always use this. This is an old movie. If you've ever seen the movie or read the book Pilgrim's Progress, you may be absorbing other people's illnesses. Okay, so not inhaling, but you're just feeling sick. So you're in need of healing. That makes sense? So anyway, in this book or this movie, he has to go up this mountain, right? And he's got this really heavy pack, and he's trying to go up this mountain, and he can't do it because there's this heavy backpack on him. And so I can't exactly remember how it comes to be, but eventually, anyway, he takes off this backpack, and he's like, oh wow, I've got all this energy, and I can really make it happen. Like, wow, that was crazy. I just had to take off this burden, right? So I get the sense that that's kind of what they're asking me to do too. Like, just take off the pack, take off the burdens, take off the things that don't serve you, because that's what's making you sick. That's what's making you so tired, because it doesn't serve you anymore. Okay? Yep, no. I don't know which one yep is for and which one no is for. Sorry. They came at the same time. Yes, you can. Let me finish up with Nanette here. I want to make sure that everything makes sense and that I'm on the right track with her. So I don't get the sense that you're absorbing others' energy. I feel like what's happening is that people are pulling out your energy. I think yeah, you need a F it bucket. That's true. So I am getting something for you, and that's to say, like, the only person that you can control is yourself. The only situation that you can control is yourself. However, your guides want you to give up this control. This control doesn't serve you. And I get the feeling that they have a path and they have a mission for you. And like, I feel like you're actually on your path. Like, you know what you're on the, okay, cool. Because I get the sense that you are like, you're on your path and you're going for it and you're all excited and you know how to do the things that you love. But then you kind of get into your head and people start to kind of mess with you, and then they start giving you their stuff, like they come to you with their problems, or they come to you for advice, or they come to you, and then you hold it. So that's a sense of like them taking your energy because they're giving it all to you. And what your guides are asking you to do is like, stop it. Set up your boundaries. Don't let people take your energy away. So yeah, I get that sense of like taking, like you're a giving person, right? You're a powerful person, and so you give to others because that's in your nature, is to give to other people. But there is a sense of like, you need to draw a line in the sand because you're giving too much away. And if you give away, then you aren't able to receive what you need. Okay, yeah, that's really good for everybody. You're absolutely right, Sarah. Like, especially when you're in the spiritual world and you have this passion for helping other people, there has to be a line in the sand where you like I can only give you so much advice before it becomes your problem. Like, you need to pick up the ball and run with it. I can lead you to the water, but I can't make you drink, kind of thing. And so that's kind of where your guides are coming to you as well. It's just being like, at some point, you do need to say F it. You do need to be like, okay, I'm whatever, like, do what you're going to do, bro. Like, I find that a lot with relationship readings too. And my least favorite kind of reading is relationship readings, because I can tell you that this person is bad for you, but at the end of the day, you have to decide if it's worth it for you or if you're going to accept that. And so that's kind of the same thing. Yeah, so people are always dumping stuff on you. Absolutely. So that's what they want. They want you to say, like, stop dumping your crap on me. Like, I'm not a dump yard. I'm not a junkyard. I'm a person. I have feelings. I have thoughts. I have things that I need. And so I don't want your crap. Like, I'm not a hoarder of other people's crap. So there's also this sense of like, also disconnecting that energy is important for you. So if I dump all my crap on you and then you hold it and you're like, okay, I have all of Angelina's crap on me, and I also have my crap, and I have Sarah's crap, and I have Eli's crap, and I have Sean's crap. I have everybody's crap on me, and how do I let it go? So like, just relax, let it go. It's not yours. It's other people's. And you deserve better than that. You deserve a life that like you can focus on you. Okay? I hope that makes sense. I'm sorry. I just got in a spiel. Your guides are also pretty chatty. Okay. So Eli, if you're still here, please let me know. I would love to give you a little more pinpointed reading. Sorry. Sometimes they like jump in and they're like, this is what it needs to be. And I'm like, oh, okay, I hear you. Okay. Sounds like how I feel with my family. Okay. My crap is golden. I have a hard time believing that. I'm going to call BS on your crap, which is funny and ironic in its own way. Anyway, so maybe that is why they were so like vocal about that, is because it's maybe something that is beneficial for the majority of the people in this session right now, is that you need to be drawing those really hard lines and accepting that like you can't control everything. You can't help, like I can't help everyone. I can just do my best. And that's why I'm always telling Sarah, I'm like, no, it's not validate. Because validate means that if I'm wrong, if I'm on the wrong track with you, or if you don't take my advice, then I am diminished in some way. Okay? So I always tell people like, okay, if you can confirm what I'm saying is true, that's helpful. But if I'm wrong, then okay, maybe my connection's just bad. It doesn't mean that I suck or I'm not on my own path, you know? I need a bigger F-it bucket. I thought so, let it go. Yeah. I honestly caution you not to have a bucket. I'd say return that all to the universe. If you have a bucket, so like think about this as like a symbolism thing, right? So if I have a bucket here or even a wagon, so I have an F-it wagon, all I did was take it out of me and into something else, and I'm still carrying it all around. It's still there. It still exists, right? All of everybody else's crap is still here. You gotta like not let it go to another spot. You need to let it go back to the universe. So I call it like return to sender or return to the universe. So anytime I realize like, okay, my energy is feeling drained. I know that I did 5 readings today. So my tiredness, my headache, my hunger, my whatever, this is not mine. And I release it back into the universe so that it can go back to source and come back as love. And I return love back to the person who gave me their crap that I don't want. Okay? Okay, sorry, Eli, my bad. Okay, let's get back to you. A financial reading. Okay. Yours is bronze. Y'all are crazy. Sorry, I'm just gonna come back here and make sure everything's good. I like how you think. Awesome. Yay. Thanks. I appreciate that. Okay. Financial reading. Let's see if I can do that with my Oracle deck. That's kind of a tarot deck kind of question. What are you, okay, let me ask you this. I want to know which deck to use for you. So let me disconnect with Nanette because you're making my eyes water. Okay. Okay. All right, I'm back with you, Eli. All right, so here's my question for you. Are you asking like, is your financial situation going to improve? Or are you wondering if like one of your endeavors is going to bring you more money? I'm only asking because I want to make sure I use the right deck for you. I'll pull a card from here, see if it has any advice for you. You're welcome, love. I'm glad I could help you. Okay. So I have ideas and inspiration. So this is kind of going back to the first thing we were talking about with like, you have a lot of ideas, right? And they want you to know that some of your ideas are inspired by them, by your guides. And like I said, I really do think that you have one in your mind that is like, that's the one. And if you don't, I really encourage you to meditate on that. Thank you, Sarah. I really encourage you to take some time and meditate and ask them, like, which one of these ideas is divinely inspired by you? Which one of these things is going to bring me into the financial abundance that I so crave, right? So, yes. Okay. So if you know which one it is, like they are telling you that you have one that is divinely inspired by them. Okay. Then I also got this friendship card. So, and then the retreat card. So I'm not sure if your plan is to go into business with a friend. You could let me know if your plan is to go into business with a friend. Because if that is your plan, I would say it's probably a good idea to rethink that. Does that make sense? Yay, I'm glad you did too. Yeah, we talk about all kinds of stuff. If you have other questions other than that, other than just like reading questions, you totally can. Sometimes my connection with spirit gives me all kinds of cool information. So you never know what's going to come out of my mouth next. And neither do I. So that's kind of the fun. Yep. Okay. So you are planning on going into business with a friend. I would encourage you to take a moment and think about that. I feel like they are telling you to just take some time to really think about the options that are coming available to you. It's not to say that your friend is a bad person. I'm not getting the sense that like this is like a bad thing, but I am getting the sense that it's not going to serve you in the highest good. It's going to limit you in some way. Like, not that you shouldn't be friends. Like, you should definitely still be friends, but that the business venture will be somehow like not as successful if that's your route. Does that make sense? That was kind of weird news. But I do hear that you are going to be financially successful. Like whichever one of these endeavors that you pick will be successful for you. But they are kind of pushing you to do it yourself. I'm wondering, is this something to do with construction or housing or something like that? Random. I don't know if that's accurate, but I'm wondering if that's what it is. Getting the sense it's some sort of like working with your hands kind of thing. Does that make sense? Eli, are you there? Real estate. Me? Yes, I'm giving you a reading right now. I don't know if it makes sense for you that you're going into business with a friend and if it's something to do with like real estate or construction or something like that. My Lord, y'all. I've been on here for an hour. Time flies. You're an amazing speaker. I'm waiting for more money to come in so I can move. Okay. So you can move. Okay, so maybe that's why I'm getting like houses. I'm getting this like house thing in my mind. Like something to do with construction or housing or something like that. Make a move or make a movie? Yeah, that's a good question. Are you trying to make a movie? I get the sense that it's something to do with houses, though. It's so, like, weird. Yeah, okay, yeah. Sorry. Yeah, what are you yelling about? I'm sorry. I feel like I'm getting confused. I feel like there's like a weird lag in my comments or something. So I feel like I got like 7 comments moving to own my own place. Okay. Because like I got like 7 comments all at the same time. So I'm like, I don't think those, I feel like those all came at different times, but they all came through at one time. Okay, so you're trying to move into your own place. So I hear yes. Like, yes, that is something that's going to happen for you soon. My card just told me to focus. Yes, I love talking too. I actually get in trouble a lot because, especially when I'm like out with my boyfriend or something, he's like, oh my God, we've been here for like 3 hours, Angelina. I want to go home. I want to see my home. I'm like, oh my God, I'm sorry. I don't know. I connect with people. What do you want me to do about it? So I do get the sense that yes, you are going to be owning your own place soon. And if you are considering doing that with another person, I would say don't go for it. Okay. Yeah, so I did see like a house, like construction, like people everywhere. So I don't know if you're trying to like make your own house or if you're going to buy like a fixer-upper or something like that. I couldn't get onto YouTube earlier. I'm on something called StreamYard. So I did a live on Sunday through YouTube. And when I went to go back onto YouTube to do my stream, it said I had to wait 24 hours and reset it up. So I'm doing it on StreamYard. So I feel like there's like a weird lag. Woo! Drop my cards. The comment section is a good example of receiving messages. You're renting what? So you're renting a house right now with somebody? I just feel like there's somebody that's in your life right now that is going to inadvertently, like, if you let them in too close, is going to inadvertently, like, mess something up for you. It's clear through StreamYard? Okay. Weird. I don't know. You're going to move in with your fiance. Okay. Okay. Cool. I have a feeling that if there's a way to discuss things of that nature beforehand, it would be a really good idea for you. Sense of like friendship, something of that nature that's going to cause a little bit of an uproar in your finances. All right? Do you have any more questions about that, about your finances? I feel like you've got like a a bunch of really cool endeavors going on, and that like the money portion is not like an issue. That like everything's gonna work out all right with that, but there is just gonna be like a weird hiccup that's gonna cause like a little bit more time. If that's like the choice that you make, if you go on the track that you're on right now, there might be a little hiccup in your money, okay? And it's not going to be like a purposeful thing. It's just things happen. Sarah, let me disengage from Eli as soon as I hear, I just want to make sure he doesn't have any other questions for me, and then I'll disconnect from his energy, okay? And then I'll ask your guides for some questions. Actually, yes, I know that they do have something for you, so give me 1 second. Also, guys, if you could make sure you like and share this video, you know what it is. Okay, cool. I have a really hard time with relationship readings because I feel like sometimes I know too much. So if you know what I'm talking about, that's great, because I'm not going to put all your business out there, but I'm glad that you know what I'm talking about. Awesome. I feel like less of a jerk and less like a negative Nancy by saying something to you. Okay. Whew. Now I can no longer sweat about that. Thank you, Eli, for confirming that for me. Okay. All right. Eli, thank you for letting me read for you. It's nothing bad. Okay, yeah. Or nothing bad. I didn't think so. I just felt like it was something that like is just kind of like a hiccup going on there, that like something that's gonna come back into like a friendship kind of thing. There's just like a sense of like hesitation kind of thing. Does that make sense? So I don't know. All right, Eli, I'm gonna go ahead and disengage from your. You have to pick between stuff. Okay, so it's hesitation on your end. Okay. All right. I'm going to disengage from your energy here. I'm going to give Sarah a reading, and then I am coming back on live tonight at 6 p.m. So if you guys would like to, that's fine. Whoever the hesitation is, I just feel like there's hesitation somewhere in there that's going to cause you a money hiccup. So if you know what I'm talking about, then that's great. The money issue is not really an issue, except for the fact that there's some hesitation there. So anyway, all right. Okay, Sarah, I have a guide here for you. Yeah, Sean, you didn't really have to shut up. Don't let us take your power away like that. Like, we were just talking about that. Like, last I heard from you, you said your crap was golden, and then that was it. Like, really? That's all you have for me? Tonight, I'm going to be live. If you have any insight, Sean, or questions, or like something you'd like to correct or whatever, just let me know. I'm going to be live tonight, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on YouTube. I don't have any plans on being on Facebook today, really, because I want to make sure I get stuff on YouTube too. Like, I have a lot of content on Facebook right now, and my YouTube channel is kind of slacking on videos and content. So if you're in Central Time, you guys are 2 hours ahead. Yeah, so you guys are 2 hours ahead. Sorry, I'm just catching up with the comments here. So I think right now you guys are at 2:15. I'm at 12:15. So, okay. Sarah, they want you to know that earlier they were, yes, so 8 p.m. tonight, yes. They want you to know that earlier today they were watching you and connecting with you and just like completely in awe of your progress. You have one guide here who's also asking you to connect with them. So like how earlier you were talking about how my grandmother is somebody that we could call on to connect with them. You also have a guide here who wants you to connect with them. And I feel like their name is Leo. Nanette, it's 3:16 there. Okay. So it'll be 9 p.m. for you then. I do know that I need to like change my times a little bit for live so that more people can come. But anyway, I feel like their name is Leo because I see like a lion, like a lion's head. I know it's not really a lion, so I get the feeling their name is like Leo or something like that. I don't know if you know anybody in the spirit world named Leo or if you know who this is, but it is a guide of yours, and they do want you to call on them a little bit more. So they have like this like very charismatic kind of feeling to them, and that they want you to bring out more. And it's like this question of style. So they are asking you to like look into your personal style of mediumship. Yeah. Sorry. Distracted by comments. Anyway, so they are asking you to like come into this like different power. So like when you're doing the name Leo comes up for me a lot. Okay, so cool. So that's a sign for you. If you're seeing this name a lot, then I would say that this is like a guide who's like, hey, because like Leos are like that. They're very like showy and like, look at me, like here I am, I'm so great. Like if you're getting that a lot, then I feel like that's something for you to recognize. So I do get the sense that you have this guide whose name was Leo the lion. Okay. So this is a sign for you. This is a guide that's coming into your life who's showing you who they are, who's like shaking you, saying, Sarah, I'm here. So really take into account that you have this guide who wants your attention. And even like if you have time today or tomorrow or something like that, take a little time to like meditate on that. See if you can connect with this guide, because they do want you to like recognize them and ask them questions. They are like trying to bring you into your own unique style. So like how we were talking at the beginning, like I have my way of doing things and it really works for me, and other people have different ways. This guide is trying to bring you into your like mode, right? For lack of a better word. All right. I'm going to pull a card for you though. Just like that was just a random side note for you. I'm hoping that I could do this on YouTube because I feel like YouTube is a little bit easier to use than StreamYard for me. I don't know why, but okay. So I'm going to pull a card or two for you. Okay. This is a confirmation for everything I just freaking told you. Yeah, I'm just going to finish up with Sarah and then I'm going to get off. Oh, cool. Thanks, babe.
You stuff.
Wow. I can't wait to meet with him. Everybody uses StreamYard. I have a really hard time with it. I don't know. I mean, I'm one of those people that have a really hard time with change or like alternatives. So like if there's like a very like step-by-step thing that I can follow, I will follow it and I'll get it and I'll practice it and I'll get really good at it. But if there's some sort of alternative mode, I'm like, change is hard. I'm scared. Okay, anyway, back to Sarah's cards. Okay, so this is a confirmation for what I just told you. You have a new beginnings card. So new beginnings means that there's a shift coming. I believe there's a shift that's already happened that you're still coming into acceptance of. Like there's a shift that's happened in your life and within you that's allowing you to really come into something different and better. Like new beginnings can be scary. Like I'm sitting here talking about how change scares the crap out of me. But But for you, this change is really important for you. And there's also an intention card. So making sure that your intentions whenever you're doing something or learning something different is for your like highest good and greatest intention, which I feel like you do, but it's just kind of a reminder for you. And with this new beginning, this is like your own way of doing things. You're going to come into like this unique Sarah way. And the unique Sarah way is going to be so different from everybody else, but it's going to be so awesome. And then the self-acceptance card, like you need to accept that your way is just, like we've been talking about this all day, so it's really weird. But your way is different, but still awesome. And you shouldn't be trying to fit into anybody else's mold because your way is so unique and special. And I feel like that's what your guide Leo is trying to tell you, is that like, come to him and he'll show you and teach you how to do it in a way that's best for you. And once you do, you're going to really come into yourself and recognize the like powerful, unique, and like badass medium that you are, if that makes sense. Yes. I'm trying to, like, I'm also coming into my own unique way. Like, I had like very clear instructions on like, I had a good understanding of the step-by-step thing I'm supposed to be doing. But the fact of the matter is like, I've been straying so far away from the way I thought it was supposed to happen so that I could do it my way. And that's exactly what your guides are trying to bring for you, is that your way is unique for you and so special. And as soon as you find that, like everything is just going to kind of fall right into place for you. Yeah. They are things you've been working on. And it's kind of cool because now that I'm connecting with your guide, you can kind of have more of a pinpointed direction to go so that you can like come into it faster, if that makes sense. Yes. I love these cards. These cards are great. All right, guys. Yeah. Well, it's kind of like what we're talking about with like intuitive conversations. If it's in your mind and you're asking for signs or guidance, then your guides are going to put somebody in your way that's going to like help lead you to understanding of those things on your mind. Thank you, Eli. It's so neat that you were saying these things. Awesome. I also get the enchantment card for you. So this is a general reading. This is a general understanding for everyone. The enchantment card is like, if you're feeling led or motivated by what should be or what you think it will be, or you want to make all this money, or you want like whatever, if you're not being motivated by your heart and your passion, they really are asking you to question that before you move forward on anything, okay? And this is something for me too. Like, we all want spirit to pay our bills, but at the end of the day, we have to follow true to our life's path and our mission. And everybody is different and unique in that. So make sure that you're following through on what your passion is and not on all that glitters. You know what I mean? All right, everybody. Thank you all so much for being here. I really appreciate it. I went a little bit over my time because usually I say like 1 hour is good, but I was getting a lot for you guys, so I really hope it was helpful to you. I appreciate and love you guys so much for being here, and I hope you can be here later. If you do feel like it, check out the channel or the page Interconnections on Facebook, or you can search at Mediumship and stuff. And yeah, so I'll see you guys hopefully this evening or later on this week. All right, have a great day, everybody.